Oh, hi. How are you? Yeah. So you are new community today?
A very warm welcome to everyone who's watching this feed. This is the third day of season 2 of the International Doctors Cricket League, and the first match of the day. We have two good teams clashing with each other, the Dynamic Doctors and the Bengal Medico Warriors. The Dynamic Doctors are batting first. A quiet start to the first over, and three balls into the innings, the Dynamic Doctors have opened their account. Sukanta Roy has opened the bowling for them, right arm medium. Good delivery, slightly pitch short, and the batsman fails to meet it and goes safely into the hands of the keeper. Another delivery played and missed and straight into the hands of the keeper. That brings an end to the first over of the first match on day 3, and Dynamic Doctors are won for the loss of no wicket. It has been a very quiet start, and the bowler has been making good use of the new ball. Batsmen have to make sure that this conditions have to be negated first. So Tarun comes into the attack. Starts off the good delivery, off-ordered appeals, but no run given. The batting team needs to see off the new ball because it is swinging and there is enough breeze in there so that the bowlers can ask some difficult questions to the batsman. Another good ball left alone to the keeper, signaled as wide by the umpire. Position slightly short, defended by the batsman. Both these batsmen, they have to take some time, assess the wicket, and then get used to it before they could play their shots. Because we saw in the previous matches that the opening batsmen have had quite some trouble because they have not been able to face the new ball and negate it effectively. Another attempted shot, but the mid-off fielder cuts it off. Batsman comes forward, then glides the ball to short third man. Another single. Very good ball. Batsman was lucky not to have edged it. Good shot. Tap to backward point for a single. It has been a very cautious start for the Dynamic Doctors, and they have scored just 4 runs of the first 2 overs. But knowing this wicket, it is very important for the batsman to settle in, take some time, spend more time understanding the conditions on the wicket, and then consolidate. And once the match progresses, they can go for their shots. Now we come to the start of the third over. Once again, an expansive drive, but the batsman was not able to hit it and go straight into the hands of the keeper. A very good start this from the bowling team. Both Sukanta and Tarun have been bowling very impressively, maintaining a good line and length. Also trying to entice the batsman into playing a shot. Another single to the point, and the batsman cross over for a single. A loud shout for LBW, but then the ball had some contact with the bat, and the batsman quickly scamper across for a single. Another single to mid off. They're slowly trying to take the singles. A good shot, but a brilliant catch by the fielder. The batsman tried to clear the fielder, but it was a good catch. The fielder had to jump to take it, but then a very impressive catch from their end. So the Dynamic Doctors lose their first wicket at 7, and the scoreboard reads 7 for 1 after 2.5 overs. Coming back to that, it was a delivery which was very full, and the batsman tried to loft it over the infield. They realized that the power play was not giving them what they wanted, and then they wanted to go for the big shot, but a very good catch taken by the fielder. The new batsman Sudhakar comes into the crease. Poorson caught by Rakesh, and Sukanta strikes early. He has been bowling a brilliant spell until the moment, having just conceded 2 runs. Another loud appeal. Is there a chance for a run out? The batsman scamper back. At the end of 3 overs, 7 for the loss of 1 wicket. Dynamic Doctors. Tarun comes back for his second over. Both the new bowlers have really bowled well, bowled in the right areas, then have posed a lot of challenges to the batsman, and they have been adequately rewarded with a wicket. Change of ends, and Tarun comes back for his second over. Another good ball, a sharp single, and the point fielder takes it. A single two. A single, and the square leg fielder cuts it off. Another dot ball straight to the fielder. Defended straight back to the bowler, and Tarun fields it off his own bowling. That is by signal by the umpire. Lot of uncertainties between the batsman, and communication was missing, but they still scamper through for a single. Almost a run out opportunity at the non-striker's end. Played and missed straight to the keeper. That brings an end to the fourth over. They have been bowling really well, the Bengal Medico Warriors. And after 4 overs, the Dynamic Doctors are 10 for the loss of 1 wicket. Sukanta Roy comes for his third over. The captain has trusted him to give another over in the power play. We deliver for him. The new ball bowlers have been bowling with a very good rhythm. A single to mid off. Expansive shot, but batsman was not able to make the connection required. And yet another dot ball. There has been some lively bowling by the Bengal Warriors. They have not given anything extra and have been bowling very tight areas. A shot which is fielded well by the mid-on fielder. The conditions were not very easy and there is not a lot of runs on the board, but the dynamic doctors will try to play it in before they can go for all the experiment. Yet another single. A bad ball and get punished over the square leg. Sudhakar hits the first boundary of the innings and that was a very good shot. Flicked over the square leg fielder for a boundary. Reaches the fence in just one bounce. And the dynamic doctors would need a lot of these from now. Very steady start, not a lot of runs, but at the same time they have been very solid, getting to know the conditions. Huge appeal, but the umpire was not moved, and at the end of 5 overs the dynamic doctors are 17 for the loss of 1 wicket. Sukanta has bowled really well in his opening spell, having just conceded 9 in his 3 overs. Another all tap to mid off. The fielder attempted a direct hit but was able to hit the stumps, so the batsman crossover for another single. It has been a good display of pace bowling by both the bowlers. Have not given anything away. Like Sukanta, Tarun has also been given a third over by his captain. They bowled very well with excellent control. A slower ball was picked by the batsman, but there was protection in the field. They go for the second and they take it very comfortably. Excellent running between the wickets. So Tarun has bowled a slower ball and the batsman spotted, but he had bowled to his field, so just a couple. Good shot. The call is for a 2, and they get it very comfortably. Another 2. The dynamic doctors have started pushing for runs, and it has been risk-free cricket so far. Even if you do not have a very good power play, wickets in hand will help you in reaching a very good total, and the dynamic doctors have just been doing that, building a good partnership. Another attempted shot, but goes straight to the keeper. The slow ball, the batsman puts it across towards the vacant final leg region for yet another boundary. Runs are coming slowly and steadily, and the dynamic doctors have got off to a very quiet but assuring start. Last ball of the power play. Tarun running to bowl his final ball of the power play. The fielder had misjudged the bounce and helps the batsman go comfortably across for a couple. At the end of the batting power play, dynamic doctors have scored 28 for 1. Even though 28 for 1 might seem very less as far as the T20 standards are concerned, in this wicket, which is a bit difficult to bat up to, is a very confident and assuring start. They need to carry it on from here, and they should not lose a wicket and go and not keep up with any good work that is there at the moment. End of the power play, and the change of ends and drinks on the field. End of the power play. Spin comes into the attack for the first time today. And makes an immediate impact. Vinod comes into the attack, and I just mentioned that they had a very steady start and have to carry it out, but unfortunately the batsman has been dismissed leg before the wicket, and spin makes an immediate impact. Vinod comes in and picks up a wicket on his first ball. The Dynamic Doctors have lost their second wicket at 28 after 6.1 overs. A boundary by Sudhakar has been going really well from one end. The batsman at the other end needs to support him. Rocks back and takes a single after the boundary. The Dynamic Doctors need Sudhakar to play very long innings if they have to reach a very competitive score today. He's been the set batsman, and it is very difficult in this wicket to come and find your way unless you spend some time in the middle. Ball slightly dragged down to the leg side. A quick single is taken, and the keeper tidies up, goes and collects the ball from the short fine leg region. The Dynamic Doctors have been taking the singles consistently. It's been a very good start by the Bengal Warriors. Not given anything away in the power play, and after the power play they have also taken a wicket through Vinod. A full toss which was given the treatment, and the long on and long off were mere spectators. The ball bisects them and crosses the side screen.
Bowler name Shanky. Shanky. Shanky.
Okay. Another new bowler introduced in the attack. Shanky right bowler. A good ball outside the off stump, off-ordered appeal.
Shanky. SHANK. Shankar Shanky.
Another slower ball. Reaches the long off fielder who cuts it off for a single. A good contest between the bat and ball now. The Bengal Warriors had a very good power play. And after the power play, Sudhakar has been taking them on. A wide ball that goes to the 4. Well left by the batsman, and the keeper had no chance of stopping it. A very good chase by the third man fielder, but managed to evade him and go to the boundary. And the runs have been flowing in the last 2 overs for the Dynamic Doctors. The Dynamic Doctors had initially planned this, I presume, play out the power play, make sure that they tackle the swinging conditions, and once they settle down, go for it. It has been a very successful strategy for them in the last 2 overs. Left alone to the keeper. A good comeback by the bowler. Another good ball outside the off, called as a wide. He'll have to re-bowl it again. Pitch short and called as wide again. Been a lot of extras in this over. A good ball outside the off stump. The Doctors have already got 7 runs from this over through extras. You don't have to take anything off the bat if runs come to you this way. A very good single tap to the point fielder. They come back comfortably. A single. Shanky has to find his line and length very quickly because the opening bowlers put a lot of pressure on the batsman, and there are some easy runs which were given to Dynamic Doctors. At the end of 8 overs, Dynamic Doctors have reached 50. So this is very good batting from the Dynamic Doctors because they've reached 50 for the loss of 2 wickets in 8 overs, and they still have 12 overs, and their main batter Sudhakar is still in the crease. He has to play until the 14th or 15th over to make sure that their team are in a very comfortable position and set a very competitive target today. Vinod continues for his second over. A single to the long on fielder. Another ball, but then the long off fielder cuts it off. The dynamic doctors are doing it really well, rotating the strike and then taking the occasional boundary gleefully. And this is how you need to construct an innings in any format of the game. A sharp single sent back, but the fielder was not able to get to the ball. A reprieve given to the batsman because the point fielder, if at all the throw was there, could have been really dangerous. Excellent shot. The deep square leg, the ball pitches and then deceives the fielder and goes for a boundary. This has been really good cricket. As I just mentioned, the dynamic doctors are rotating the strike consistently without a lot of dot balls, and then I've got the occasional boundaries and are really constructing the innings in a very professional manner. Just as I mentioned that they were constructing the innings, the important wicket falls. Dr. Sudhakar is bowled by Vinod Kumar, who was a bit expensive in his 2 overs but has managed to pick up the all important wicket, and Sudhakar goes for a very well made 33 of just 21 balls with 4 fours and a 6, and dynamic doctors are 56 for 3 at 8.5 overs. Sudhakar has indeed taken his team to a position of strength, and he should have stayed a bit more, but he has done his job today. Arvind comes into the crease, and this is such an important wicket by the Bengal Warriors because Sudhakar was going in the full flow. It looked like he was batting on a different wicket when it compares to the other batters, but unfortunately the ball was a bit skiddy and he tried for a paddle sweep but was completely undone by the bowler, loses wicket. Batsman Arvi comes into the crease. Another good ball just outside leg stump. A single taken but signaled as leg byes. At the end of 9 overs, the dynamic doctors are 57 for the loss of 3 wickets. A good start to the 10th over. Ball is very low. Batsman is not able to connect to it. Another short ball left alone to the batsman to the keeper and signal rightly as the wide. Nicked and straight to the short third man. Another single. Edged and dropped. The batsman stepped down the wicket and then edged it to the keeper, but a difficult catch and it was dropped by the wicket keeper. Unfortunate that for the fielding team. I think that is what the batsman was trying to do the previous ball. Huge six which clears the long off. Fielder comfortably for a huge six. The batsman was just trying to do the same thing in the previous ball, but unfortunately was not able to make the connection. So he gets a six. Another shot back to back. Boundaries, a 6 and a 4. The dynamic doctors are really stepping onto the gas here. 71 after 10 overs. They've had a very quiet power play, but they have made up for it, being very aggressive from the 7th over. And RV is trying to cut loose, and he has been really impressive over the last 2 balls. At the halfway mark, dynamic doctors are 71 for 3. They are playing really well considering the kind of wicket that they are playing on, and they need to stick on and double the score, which will most likely be a match-winning effort on this ground. Vinod comes back for his 3rd over. Dot to start off 11th over. Down the leg side, the batsman does not have to play any shot, rightly called as a wide by the umpire. Another good shot. Now they are taking it in singles, which is very good because they have got the required runs with them through the onslaught by RV. RV looks like a very good batsman, but has to pace his innings well because the kind of form he's in, he has to stay on for the next 5 to 6 overs before he can cut loose. Otherwise, it's going to be very difficult for the new batter to come in and straight away play their shot. They want 2, but then the fielder was able to cut it off, the deep mid-wicket fielder. The batsman tried to step down the wicket and try to take it on, but just a single to the square leg fielder. Batsman lofts it to the long on fielder, just another single. Vinod has been bowling really well in this over, having gone for plenty in his first two. Edged, another single. 6 runs of this over at the end of 11. The Dynamic Doctors are 77 for the loss of 3 wickets. Shanky comes back for a second over. Wide signal with umpire, but a very good stop by the fielder at short third man. They split the field and they want to go for 2. Good running between the wickets and they make it comfortably. The Dynamic Doctors are moving on nicely. This is the kind of innings you have to play in a wicket like this. They have read the wicket, and then when against the run-off play, this was such a needless and rash shot by the batsman. He was going on really well and he had no need to play this. And another wicket, Shanky was a bit expensive and looked like he was the bowler to be targeted, but comes back with a very important wicket. Dynamic Doctors lose their 4th at 81. (81 for 4 at 11.2), and Azhar is the new batsman in.
That was a good shot by the protections available. Good running by the two batsmen.
Ball defended straight to the bowler, and they take a single. They want two, but then rightly sent back. The dynamic doctors are even in a good position, even after having lost 4 wickets. They need these batsmen to play in themselves for the next 4 to 5 overs, then target the bowlers in the last 3 overs where they can push for a competitive score. 140 to 150 seems to be a more dominant score in these conditions. Played and missed straight to the keeper. Sukanta has been brilliant today, just having conceded 9 runs in his first 3 overs. Will he be able to finish it strongly, or can the dynamic doctors spoil his figures by taking some runs off in his last over? Another good delivery fielded back of his own bowling. Sukanta has been very impressive. Single nudge down to the mid-off fielder. Very good throw, but at the same time good running by the batsman. Down the leg side, called as a wide. The bowler will have to bowl it again. Good ball left alone by the batsman. They have to play out Sukanta's final delivery. They can playing very sensibly, getting the runs of the bowlers and not being greedy to take on the good bowlers who have bowled very well with the rhythm today. A good shot. The bat striker wants to go back for two, but 13 overs, 88 for the loss of 4 wickets after 13. Drinks on the field now. Of the 14th over, they start off with the single, and Shanku is back again into the attack. Hit on the pads, a loud appeal. The batsman crossover for a single and rightly called as a leg by. A good shot, Shanky strays down to the leg side, and it was easy pickings for 4 by the batsman. All he had to do was just put the bat on ball, and all the fielders behind the square were inside the 30-yard circle, so it was easy pickings. And dynamic doctors are motoring along nicely. Sensible batting by the batsman after having just picked up the boundary. He rotates the strike, and this is what you need to do on these kind of wickets. Excellent fielding by the long on fielder. He just saved 3 runs for his team. The batsman should have run a couple of runs, but they thought the ball was reaching the boundary and just stopped after taking a run. A good end to the over. At the end of 14 overs, the Dynamic Doctors are 96 for the loss of 4 wickets after 14. Vinod comes back for his final over. Down the leg side, the batsman cross across for a single, rightly given as leg by the umpire. Up in the air, will it be taken? That was huge drama in the field. The keeper had no idea where the ball was, and he was very confused because the fielders around him were converging, and this was an opportunity which could have been easily taken by the keeper, but the keeper was nowhere near where the ball was and gives the Dynamic Doctors an easy reprieve. It was something which the Bengal Warriors would not be very pleased about. The keeper had no idea coming back to the previous delivery. The ball was pitched very short and the batsman went for a top edge which should have been a regulation catch for the keeper. Fell between 3 fielders. A stop in the play as the batsman was hit in the hand. The non-striker, there is a short stoppage in play. Sportsmanship and camaraderie between the teams as the throw from the fielder hit the non-striker at the end. Then there are good words around them and they're in good spirits. The match is to be resumed now. Good running between the wickets and the team. And the team reaches 100 runs at 14.4 overs. A quick single taken, just pushed to the offside. Final ball of the 15th over coming up. Swept by the batsman. There is protection in the deep and excellent running between the wickets. At the end of 15 overs, the dynamic doctors are placed in a very strong position of 103 for 4 wickets. A new bowler introduced into the attack. It is Rakesh, who took a very good catch. This resulted in the first wicket. New bowler Patli spin introduced at the fag end of the innings. Calls for 2. And the batsman comfortably cross across for a couple. Good shot, but just a single. Fielder at long off cuts it off. An excellent shot. It was tossed up. The line was slightly straying and easy picking for the batsman. The dynamic doctors have been bringing up these boundaries at the right time. And it has been good batting by them, occasionally finding the boundary, and the bowler has to quickly correct his length and the line where he bowled the last ball so that they don't leak these runs, because these runs are very crucial at this juncture. The bowler come back with a better ball. A beautiful ball, a beautiful comeback delivery by the bowler. Just floated it and the batsman was beaten all ends, and the keeper corrected it, and the batsman was lucky to come out unarmed. Good ball for a single. Final delivery coming up of the 16th over. Excellent running by dynamic doctors. They took on the fielder and comfortably scampered across for 2. At the end of 16 overs, 113 for 4. Doing this nicely. They are 4 overs and 2 well set batsmen. If one of them can carry on from here, and they are looking at a very good score. Start of the 17th over. A single played to deep cover. Deep by the fielder, a reprieve. It was good effort by the fielder. He came a very long way and was almost about to take a running catch. Batsman can consider himself lucky. Good running, they take another double. Dynamic doctors are motoring along very nicely here to pick up the runs which needed. The fielder comes and cuts it off. And Subbu with his long levers, will he take a boundary in the last 2 balls? Pigeon shot. That was brutal power by Subbu. The diving fielder had no chance, and there are 2 fielders who tried to stop the ball, but a very welcome boundary. Brute power and timing by Subbu. A slower ball, but straight to mid off, and Subbu keeps the strike at the end of 17 overs, 123 for 5. Stronger position of strength and keep doing what is good at the moment. Very nicely handy knocks by a lot of. Subbu was playing really well, has gone for a cotton ball of the bowler. There were questions about whether it was a dot ball or not, but the umpire has given him out. The Dynamic Doctors lose their 6th wicket and the score is 23 for 6, pardon, after 17.1 overs. Good ball. Rakesh has flighted the ball and has tried to tempt the batsman, and he has got the wicket as a result. Good shot. The deep mid wicket fielder cuts it off. Yet another single. Three deliveries remaining in this over. Straight to the fielder, but the batsman has completed a single. Good ball closer to the stumps. Batsman tries to rock back and cut it. End of an extraordinary over, just 2 runs of the 18th over. Dynamic Doctors are 125 for 6 after 18. Shanku starts this final over of the day. There was a attempt of a run out, but Shanky did not want to affect the run out. In turn, not allow non-striker to cross over. Driven down to the deep cover and a couple of runs. Excellent running. Need to keep doing this for the next 2 overs to take more runs without taking a lot of risk. In the air is taken by the fielder. Fielder takes it the second attempt. Another wicket falls at the end. So now this is being a good fight back for the Bengal Warriors, the Bengal Medico Warriors. Excellent in the power play, and then the middle overs indeed belong to the Dynamic Doctors. And they are trying to fight back by picking up wickets at regular intervals. It's the 7th at 127, and they have 9 more deliveries left. Good batting by Azhar. Goes for a well-made 24 of 20 balls. Avinash comes into the crease next. Outside off, huge appeal by the bowler. It's not given by the umpire. The batsman wanted a single but was turned down by the non-striker. Final ball. Of the 19th over coming up. Will Shanku finish it on a high? Outside the off and the end of 19. Dynamic Doctors or 127 for 7 wickets. Rakesh coming for his 3rd over, and spin being bravely used by the Bengal Warriors in the final over of the first innings. A single to start off the over. Ball called as dead because the mid-off fielder was talking. To bowl it again. Good running between the wickets. Take a couple. Avinash opens his account with a double. Run out at the non-strikers end. It was 8 wickets. There's been a flurry of wickets which was lost by the batting team. Wickets are falling like heaps. This has been a very good decision of introducing Rakesh in bowling as a death. And usually you don't see a lot of teams using spin at the back end of the innings. This has been a very strategic success for the Bengal Medico Warriors. We have to really appreciate their captain. Rakesh has been doing a really good job. Lost 9 wickets and have only themselves to blame at this moment. They'll be able to get to 135. 135 is a really good score in this wicket. Last ball of the innings, so they'll be able to take a boundary. Final ball of the innings coming up. Rakesh getting to bowl the final delivery. Fantastic running between the wickets. Five runs of the last delivery. This is such an extraordinary finish by the dynamic doctors. They have got to a very good score. This is more than the par score in this wicket. They did really well. But at the end, they have finished with a very decent score on the board. And if they bowl well, they can defend it. And good performance by the Bengal Medico Warriors. They would be really disappointed with the last run, but we're more than happy with it. Target is 137, and we'll resume after the short break.
Hello, hello.
Disturb.
Back to the chase on day 3 of the second season of International Doctors Cricket League. So, having set a target of 137, the Bengal Warriors have started the chase and they need 137 in this wicket, and they can do it without losing a lot of wickets. They need to consolidate the strike, make use of the power play in the early part of the match. Vinod is on strike. A quiet start in the first over, the bowler using the new ball. Good shot glided to the third man to open their account.
आईपैड ये इस साइज का है, आपका नहीं आएगा, मैं बोलने जा रहा हूँ।
शॉर्ट हाइट कमलेश
Number.
बहुत छोटा है।
निर्भम से टाइपैड लेके आओ बाद में।
हाँ हाँ
निर्भम से टाइपैड।
A shot. Good fielding straight to the fielder. It was a very good shot, but straight to the fielder.
सर हम भी काउंट कर रहे
ये आराम से ये बस कंप्लीट शॉट है
It's short. Reaches the boundary. The first boundary of the innings for the Bengal Medico Warriors. Kamlesh has got the first boundary for the Warriors, and they need quite a few in the power play if they were to play it very comfortable after the innings. Will the bowler be able to make a good comeback with the next delivery, or will the batsman dominate him again? Well, a good shot. The batsman went for a heavy heave, but then he gets edge, but then it runs away to the boundary for yet another 4. The Bengal Warriors have made a very good start in the first over, picking up 2 boundaries. The bowler will definitely be under a lot of pressure. Huge appeal, but the umpire was not interested, and they scamper for a leg by. Final last ball of the first over coming up, and the Bengal Warriors have got off a very great start, scoring 11 with a delivery left. Straight to the point fielder and ends with a dot. At the end of the first over, Bengal Medico Warriors are 11 for no loss. Avinash has been very expensive in his first over, conceding 11 runs, and Kapil comes into the attack.
Sir, you be free.
No problem. A quick single. Been playing really well, finding the boundaries and also taking the necessary singles. Good shot. This is what pressure does to the fielding team after having conceded 11 runs in the first over. It was a straightforward catch to the mid-off fielder, but he has dropped a sitter. Will that hurt them a lot? Let's wait and see. But the Bengal Warriors have got a very early and easy lifeline at the beginning. These are the catches which should be taken any day. Good follow-up delivery and then defended back straight to the bowler. Vinod plays it straight to the point fielder and they take a quick single. This is good cricket from the Bengal Warriors. They don't want to play any dot balls and they keep rotating the strike, and eventually they'll find all the odd boundaries. Good ball with given to the batsman, and Vinod comfortably picks it up. Deep third man. That was a very good shot. And the batsman. The third over, Subbu comes into the attack. After expensive first over, there's been a bowling change which is made. The two fielders outside the circle. The keeper was not able to collect it cleanly, and the batsman cross for a single. White ball left alone to the keeper. Once again, another wide by the bowler. Once again, left alone by the batsman and given as wide. This is great batting by the Bengal Warriors. The batsman just stepped across and flicked it over the vacant mid-wicket for a boundary. These are quick runs and they are making a flying start. Unless the dynamic doctors take a wicket, this match might be over early than expected. This is such an unnecessary loss of a wicket. They were playing very well and the batsman had no awareness, and these are the wickets which should not be given easily. And looking back at the dismissal, we see that that was a wide ball and the batsman were under the impression that the ball was going to run away to the boundary. The problem was that both the batsmen were playing really well, and this is such unnecessary loss of wicket. Indeed, this was a wicket which was gifted to the opposition team. And against the run of play, they lose their first wicket. Coming back to that dismissal, Kamlesh was playing very well. He looked in good touch. But unfortunately, the lack of communication by the batsman, they lose their first wicket for 28. Rakesh comes into the crease. He was very impressive with the ball, having bowled the difficult overs at the death. To be able to make a good impression with the bat. The Bengal Warriors have got the runs they needed at this stage, but they have lost an unnecessary wicket. It is normal for teams to lose a wicket early in the power play, but wickets like these, which was very unnecessary, could have definitely been avoided. So the new batsman comes in. They want to build a partnership at this moment. This was such a shocker. One wicket, they say that one wicket brings in another, and this is such an unfortunate culmination after the first wicket. They have to make sure that they don't lose any more wickets. They lose back-to-back wickets, and Dynamic Doctors have made a very good comeback now. Abhi comes into the crease. Abhi Das comes into the crease. Back-to-back wickets and two new batsmen at the crease. Good ball outside the off stump. The batsman tried to play a shot but was not able to into the middle of his bat. Played off the back foot. Another dot delivery. Dynamic Doctors have turned this around with two wickets falling on consecutive deliveries. One courtesy of a needless run out, and the second one was a very good in swinger which rearranged the stumps. And the final ball of Subbu's delivery coming up, even though they gave away 9 runs, it can be considered as a very good over considering the circumstances of the game. This falling short of the fielder at cover, it could have been a fantastic catch at the fielder taken it, but it did not stick with him. At the end of 3 overs, Bengal Medicos are 27 for the loss of 2 wickets. The change of ends now, and coming back to the previous over, it was a good exhibition of fast bowling, even though there was a boundary cutted off him through the vacant mid-wicket space. Unnecessary run out due to the needless communication which did not exist. And a very good ball following the run out. And almost a catch which did not carry to the fielder. This was a very good over for the bowling team. And Kapil continues, comes back for his second over. Rakesh takes strike for the first time. Hitting the pads, huge appeal by the team. The umpire was unmoved. The ball was edged on to his pad. Good delivery to start with. Good fielding by the point fielder. Good couple of balls by Kapil. Kapil to Rakesh. Takes edge and flies to the third man region. The third man is actually deep. Both the fielders are on the onside. A deep cover on a deep third man. Only two fielders on the onside. A fielder at mid on and a fielder at square leg, and if the batsman can put bat on ball on the leg side, will be a definite boundary. Another wide by Kapil, he has to bowl it again. Another good ball. Pitch slightly fuller and the batsman tries to make a connection but fails to do it. Another dot ball for the Bengal Medico Warriors. Good shot. Cut away to third man. A change of gloves for Rakesh. And Kamlesh scampers across the field, runs quickly and then gives him the new glove. Both these batsmen needs to stay in the crease for a long time, play and consolidate for the next 5 to 6 overs. The required run rate is not a lot. They are well above the required run rate, but they need to make sure they don't lose any more wickets. This is a surface where you need to spend some time in the middle, get used to the conditions and how the pitch behaves, then go for your shots. The expansive drive, Rakesh tries to slog it over the mid-on fielder but completely misses it. End of the fourth over. The Bengal Medico Warriors are 30 for the loss of 2 wickets. Avinash comes for a second over. Very good ball. Loud appeal by the fielders, but the umpire was not interested. The ball was slightly pitched outside the off stump and might not have hit the field. A good shot for a boundary. After a few quiet deliveries, the Bengal Medico Warriors have got a boundary. And coming back to the ball, it was flicked off the pads for an easy boundary since there were no fielders outside the circle on the leg side. These are the looseness that dynamic doctors will have to avoid if they have to defend this target. Avinash has slightly straight onto the pads and the batsman happily took the delivery to the boundary. Now a change being made in the field. Deep backward square leg comes into the picture. The next ball, the batsman once again tries to work it on to the leg side, hits the pad and given. Good shot once again. The batsman tried to hit over the leg side. Good shot straight to the mid-off fielder and a dot delivery to end the over. In fact, there's one more delivery coming up. This has been a good comeback by Avinash after having considered a boundary. He follows it up with 3 dot balls. Played straight to the short cover, and at the end of 5 overs, the Bengal Medico Warriors are 34 for the loss of 2 wickets. Going great guns at 27 after 2.2 overs. But then 2 quick wickets has brought down the run rate. They want these 2 guys to build a partnership and take them to a position from where they'll be able to play more aggressively. Kapil to bowl the 3rd over, and the captain has given him 1 extra innings. The final over of the power play. Bengal Warriors would ideally like to get a boundary or 2 from this juncture. As I just mentioned, I mentioned that Bengal Warriors would ideally like to get a boundary or 2 in this over, and they have got 1 with the first ball. Pitching slightly shorter. The batsman slashes for a boundary square of the wicket. and the fielder had no chance to stop it. Straight back past the bowler, and the long off fielder had no chance to stop the ball. Consecutive boundaries, and the Bengal Medico Warriors are once again back on course. Been good batting after having gone into a shell. They have come back with two back-to-back boundaries, and Rakesh will be with full confidence. Another edge, and it was almost a third boundary, but the fielder did brilliantly well to cut it off. Good delivery to follow up after a couple of boundary balls. Good couple of balls. Final ball of the batting power play coming up. The shot attempted, and at the end of the batting power play, the Bengal Medico Warriors have scored 43 for the loss of 2 wickets. So it's been a very good power play from the Bengal Medico Warriors point of view. They have got out to a flyer, and 43 is a very good score in the power play at this venue. Subu continues for his second over, and at the end of power play, the Bengal Medico Warriors are 43 for the loss of 2 wickets. Change in field restrictions. Now the fielding team can have 5 fielders outside the circle. Subu starts off with a wide. The addition to the total of the Bengal Warriors. There are 5 men outside the circle. A deep third man. Deep cover. Long off. Backward square leg. Another wide, and the batsman sneak in for a single.
Is it allowed? Is it allowed? On the microphone?
Thank you, Soumya. Again, batsman trying to hit the ball way outside off stump. So, ready batsman, okay, a good shot round the leg, big huge appeal by the bowler, but the bowler was going down leg side, I guess. Umpire saying carry on. This looks like a very good batting wicket to bat on, but just what we need is to stay at the crease and focus. Yes. And take some cheeky singles, but obviously not much risks. The Bengal Medical Warriors are maintaining a very good run rate. They are way ahead of the asking rate. Just they need to maintain that. Again, a full toss, a juicy full toss. Batsman couldn't make good use of it. Ovibrato looks focused. But you have to make use of bad balls. Again round the leg side, another wide. When extras became the greatest scorers, the bowling side has to suffer. Keeping a check on the extras is very important. Very important. A good shot, thick outside edge for only a single. In the running process, our Rakesh Rautu from Bengal Medical Warriors lost his cap. He has gained it again. Back to the batting crease. Bowler getting ready. The bowler is looking confident over after over. Good shot by Rakesh. Square of the wicket and a good fielding. Good fielding.
At the end of 7 overs, the Bengal Medico Warriors are 49 for 2. They're maintaining the required run rate. They need to keep going the way they are. Need to spend some time in the wicket because the wicket is too paced at times. Might find it easy to bat. The spinners have always played a big role as far as these conditions are concerned. There about the power score for Dallas, which is 44. Need to make sure that they keep doing what they do right now. Take these singles. And then there is a friendly intruder on the field. Just passing by. Oop. Just passes the ground. Pearson comes into the attack. No signs of spin until the moment. Pass the power play. Spinners played a very important part in this wicket. And then there's no introduction. I hope they use it soon. Good delivery to start with by Pearson. Asking all kinds of right question. Abhiprata has to start rotating the strike. At this point they have no problem with the run rate, but sooner or later Abhiprata will have to start firing. Another wide. The Bengal Medico Warriors reach 50. 50 after 7.1 overs. Another wide signal. The idea was right, but the execution was not. Ball slightly pitched in the 10-meter length. The line was not correct. The length was indeed correct. Good comeback delivery. Good shot, but straight to the cover fielder. Good field for Pearson. There's a forward point, a cover. Then he has a deep cover as well. Deep extra cover indeed. Long off fielder. Looks like he is going to bowl a predominantly offside line. Outside the off, but that delivery was alright. Another good ball. The batsman steps out of the wicket but was not able to make any connection with the ball. So it's been a really good over by Pearson, except the two extras. He's not considered any run off the bat, and the final ball coming up, be able to finish it off well. Defended back to the cover fielder. A very good over for the dynamic doctors considering this scenario, and Pearson has managed to bowl a brilliant over after conceding only 2 runs off it. End of 8 overs, the Bengal Medico Warriors are 51 for 2. A good shot off the back foot to deep extra cover and just a single. Good ball. The batsman tried to play on the back foot. Good ball. The batsman tried to play a slog sweep, but straight into the hands of the keeper, and the ball barely missed the stems by a small margin. This is good bowling by the dynamic doctors. Caught behind of bottom edge, and this is good wicket keeping as well. Kaushik takes a very good catch. These bottom edges are not very easy to take. Rakesh is playing very well, goes for 11. End of 8.4 overs, the Bengal Medico Warriors are 52 for 3 and they lose their third wicket. The Bengal Warriors have lost their third wicket, and the new batsman at the crease is Tarun. He has to build a good partnership with Abhi Pratap and take the game deeper, because losing more wickets is going to definitely make the target look a tad more difficult than it is. So very good shot just for a single, and this is how you need to play in this wicket, because the ball does not come to you, and a lot of batsmen in this particular wicket have misjudged the length and rock back to cut the ball or pull it, but go straight into the hands of the keeper. So you need to be very careful. Another tidy over. Ilakian has bowled a great over with just 2 runs considered 1 wicket. At the end of 9, it's 53 for 3. White ball signaled with the umpire. Pearson has bowled 3 wides but has not conceded a single run of the bat. If he can find his line and length and bowl better, it's going to be much beneficial for the dynamic Warriors. White ball and the batsman seeking for a single. A direct to direct got them, but the batsman finally managed to come back safely. A good shot chipped in over the infield for a single. Deep cover fielder tidies it up. Good shot for another single. So the Bengal Medical Warriors need to rotate the strike. Thick outside edge flies to the deep third man. Another single. The run rate has slightly slowed down. Good shot on the bounce to the long off fielder for another single. Doing this very nicely. They need to keep doing this. And there's no requirement for a lot of boundaries, as the boundaries will come at will. Good shot. Miss it, but falls safe and fielded by the long off fielder. Good shot, nudge to the leg side. An additional run due to the misfield. The end of 10 overs, 63 for the loss of 3 wickets. Bengal Medico Warriors at the off-base stage. They need 75 from the last 10 overs. Change of bowling brings in another wicket. Abhiprata, who was finding the going very difficult, steps out of the wicket, but a very clever stumping by Kaushik. He's taken a very good catch of a bottom edge and he has taken the stumping, and Ilakendra strikes for his first wicket. He's bowling really well the previous over and he has created pressure and reaps the reward for it. Bengal Medical Warriors lose their 4th wicket at 63, 10.1 overs, 63 for the loss of 4 wickets. Sukanta is the new man onto the crease, and remember Tarun and Sukanta had a really great power play bowling in tandem. Both these batsmen have bowled really well, and they were the ones creating pressure with the ball. Would they be able to do the magic with the bat? It remains to be seen, but these two guys have to stay until the end if at all the Bengal Medico Warriors will have to win this fixture. And the ball, Lekin is bowling really well. That was a difficult chance, hit the top of the bat. Lekin has been playing really well. A good shot, flighted, but gets the treatment and goes for a 6. A much needed welcome boundary for the Bengal Medico Warriors. It was a huge 6. By Sukanta. At the end of 11 overs, the Bengal Medico Warriors are 71 for the loss of 4 wickets, and Sukanta started really well. A 6 of his second ball, and he needs to do more of these. Avinash comes back for his third over, having conceded 14 of his previous 2. Tarun is on strike. A dot to start off his third over. Shot straight to the keeper. There was no contact with the bat. A good shot, square of the wicket. Deep cover was not able to cut it off. Welcome boundary. So this is what the Bengal Medico Warriors need to do exactly. Pick up a boundary here and there and then rotate the strike. That is going to take them home. And dots will not be helping them. So good approach by both of them, and Tarun gets his first boundary of the day. Another good shot. Just a single. It should have been a double, but the batsman did not want to run across. Another single. Subbu cuts it off for a single. A shot high in there, Subbu. That's an excellent catch by Subbu. It is not easy to take a catch running backwards, but Subbu has taken a really good catch, and Bengal Medico Warriors have lost off their side at 77, and at the end of 12 overs, the Bengal Medicos are 77 for 5. Tarun was batting so well and they had to stay in the crease. Yes, lost his wicket and Subbu has taken a good catch. He has bowled really well today. Subbu could be the game changer of the match after having taken a very important wicket of Vinod, who was playing very well, and now taking a very good catch running backwards. Nirupam comes into the strike. Lekin comes for his third over. A good ball, loud appeal. The bowler reckons that he has heard a edge, but both the umpires are unmoved. A good delivery outside, just the off stump. Batsman wanted to guide it from the back foot. A good shot, deep backward square leg and the deep fine leg, pardon, and the umpire takes evasive action. Another good ball. Another dot ball. These dot balls are increasing the pressure. Juicy full toss, but just for a single. The bowler has got away with it. Sukanta hits a huge six over the long on fielder. At the end of 13 overs, Bengal Medico Warriors are 85 for the loss of 5 wickets, and Sukanta seems to take a special liking to spin as it 2 huge sixes over the same area. And if the Bengal Medico Warriors think of winning this match, they need Sukanta to stay until the end. Change of ends, slight change in the field as well. A good ball to start the 14th over, and Avinash bowling his last over has been tidy with figures of 1 for 20 of his 3. Good shot outside the off stump. Batsman guides it to the third man region for a single. Sukanta is back on strike, and he needs to take the majority of strike. He has to form the strike and make use of the bad balls, get some boundaries and take the Bengal Medico Warriors home. The other batsman, Nirupam, has to give him support. Good ball back of the length, well defended. Once again, a shot attempted by the batsman, but straight into the hands of the keeper. Avinash is bowling a very good over considering the circumstances. The 14th over has considered just 1 run of 4 deliveries. These dot balls could come back to haunt the Bengal Medico Warriors, and they need to, because of these balls, and rotate the strike, take singles or doubles. Another short ball, they need to go for 2. Just a single. The ball came in more quickly than they expected. Final delivery of Avinash spell. He aborts in his run up, has to bowl it again. Signaled as a dead ball by the umpire. Excellent end to the spell of Avinash. He just concedes 22 of his 4 overs, and a very good spell considering the fact that he gave away 11 runs in his opening over. At the end of 14, the Bengal Medico Warriors were 87 for the loss of 5 wickets. Well done, Avinash. The Bengal Medico Warriors need exactly 50 runs from the last 6 overs. Down the leg side, called rightly as a wide by the umpire. Excellent fielding by RV. He had to run a lot, but then saved his team a potential 3 runs. Another wicket, and this time Nirupam has to walk back to the crease. I was just mentioning a while back that Sukanta has to play throughout the innings and take his team home, and he needs support from the other end, but constant wickets falling down is only going to hurt their team and also ensure that Sukanta does not get the support he needs. Debashish is into the crease. And all they have to do today is to make sure that Sukanta gets the majority of strike. The other batters could even play dot deliveries around him. He seems to take the attack to the sword. Lack of partnerships and particularly lack of support to Sukanta is only going to make the case of Bengal Medico Warriors difficult. Excellent fielding by the third man fielder. Vivek from third man had to cover a lot of ground and was able to stop it with his foot. Just another single. The batsman thought that the ball was racing away to the boundary and hence did not run a second. A slow delivery back of hand by Subbu and another single for Sukanta. It has been a good display of bowling by Subbu. It's bowled really well. Another slow ball. A very poor ball considering the spell that Subbu has been bowling. Has been very good throughout the day. But these are easy pickings for the batsman. They did not have to play a very good shot. They just had to put bat on ball and send it to the vacant boundary at backward square leg. And Subbu, after bowling a very poor delivery, compensates for it and then gets a very important wicket. At the end of 15 overs, the Bengal Medico Warriors are 95 for the loss of 7 wickets. And we have to say that this was a very good bowling display by Subbu after having bowled a very poor delivery, a low full toss which was easily picked for a boundary in the vacant deep backward square leg region. He comes back with a very strong delivery and traps Devnath in front. Devnath goes after scoring a boundary. and it is all advantage to the dynamic doctors. Dr. Shotnik comes into the crease at number 9. The Bengal Medico Warriors need 42 of the last 5 overs with 3 wickets remaining. This moment it's all advantage dynamic doctors, and Puvarsan coming back for his third over. Starts with a wide and three unnecessary runs. And the Bengal Warriors, due to that wide and 2 runs by the fielder, it's 98, just need 39 from 30 balls. Is to bowl it again. A boundary. It has been bad to worse, and the Bengal Medico Warriors get to their 100 at 15.1 overs. We have to be reminded that the dynamic doctors have also reached 50 at the same time, 15.2. Not a lot of difference at this stage. Only issue was that the Bengal Warriors have lost 2 additional wickets. Sukanta looks like he is batting on a very different wicket. I am very sure if Sukanta stays till the end of the innings, is going to be with a lot of back pain, as he has carried his team single-handedly, both bat and ball. Another wide ball. Dynamic doctors have been bowling well, but the last few deliveries have not been up to the mark. And then as long as Sukanta is there in the crease, they have all the reason to be scared, because 1 wicket is going to give them the match for the dynamic doctors, who is going to take that magical wicket. Ilakian has bowled well, but he has been hit for 2 sixes by Sukanta. Or is there going to be new addition of spin? Shatnik faces his first delivery, left-handed batsman. Good comeback delivery after having bowled a few erratic deliveries. Shatnik plays and misses straight to the hands of keeper. And a good ball. So once again, for the first time in the day, there is a review for a run out, and the umpire is coming up to the TV monitor to see whether there is potential run out. The issue is there comes to the monitor. There's a review. It's going back to the field. Go one frame back. Is there any part of the foot behind the line? Unless there is any difference, it's the umpire wants to zoom it. It looks like the foot is on the line. Is there any part of the foot behind the line? Looks like there is no part of the foot behind the line. An unfortunate dismissal. They lose their 8th wicket. And they lose the 8th wicket against the run-off play. Lose their 8th wicket. 104 for and this is turning out to be a very exciting finish. On one hand, Sukanta is playing the role of a lone warrior, and at the other side, heaps of wicket continuously falls around him. Playing very good innings, they have to target the other two batsmen. The new batsman is Mahesh. Mahesh comes into the crease. An unfortunate dismissal that batsman should have been more aware. This tournament has been very good with the fact that addition review system is available for runouts and stumpings. Good bouncer, well directed, but the batsman did his job by not crossing the line. So the end of 16 overs, the Bengal Medico Warriors are 104 for 8 and they need 33 runs of the last 4 overs. 17th over is bowled by Kapil, who comes back for his final over. White ball signaled by the umpire down the leg side. In 32 runs of 4 overs due to that wide by Kapil. Full toss. There is protection. Excellent running between the wickets by the batsman. Mahesh did exactly what he needs to do. Put on Sukanta for strike through the rest of the match, and Sukanta seems to be playing an extraordinary innings considering the situation. He has lost a lot of partners. Still wants to take his team home. At the same time, Dynamic Doctors are gunning for blood. 2 more wickets and it will be a very famous victory for them. Another good shot on a single. Mahesh is on strike for the first time in the match. Mahesh has to make sure that he stays, probably take a single but not. Defended well to the point fielder. This is all he has to do throughout the rest of the innings. Put the strike back to Sukanta, who's playing really well at a strike rate of 174. Kapil has also been doing a very good job this over, just conceding 4. Outside the off, Mahesh tries to go and guide the ball towards third man region, but is not able to make any contact with it. Same shot, same kind of execution and same result. Mahesh somehow has to put bat on ball and give the strike to Sukanta today. He's been playing very well, but at the same time, he's not getting the support he needs from the rest of his partners. Two more deliveries left in the 17th over. Sorry, the final delivery. A very good dot ball. That is what the Bengal Medico Warriors needed to get. At the end of 17 overs, the Bengal Medico Warriors are 108 for 8, and they need Sukanta to play the majority of the next 18 balls. So this has been a match which has been seesawing throughout the day. After having put into bat, the Dynamic Doctors have played a very cautious power play, scoring just 28 runs, and then eventually had a very strong time during the middle overs where they tried to expand it, and after that Bengal Medico Warriors pulled it back through the dead overs and conceded only 34 runs, and during the chase the Bengal Medico Warriors got to a very flying start, then consistently brought wickets. Dot ball to finish. Sukanta went for a big swipe, but then was not able to connect with the ball. A single and Mahesh is on strike. Field changes are made by the captain, and the deep mid wicket comes into the circle and third man goes back. This was out of the script. Mahesh, who was playing relatively quiet, gets a well needed boundary. He slashes it and then it goes to the boundary in the vacant offside region between the point and the cover fielder. This will give a lot of confidence for their team and also reduces their target. Good comeback delivery. Single by Mahesh and gets off the strike. Sukanta needs to take the strike in the next over. He would ideally look for a single since they have already got 7 to 8 runs in this over. Called as a wide by the umpire. He'll have to re-bowl it again. These are crucial runs at this juncture. Signaled as leg byes, and then Sukanta goes to the non-striker ends, which means that he'll keep strike in the next over. The Bengal Medico Warriors need 21 of the last 2 overs, and with Sukanta on strike, they would feel that they can do this if at all Sukanta stays till the last delivery. Subbu has bowled really well today, having picked up 3 wickets, comes back for his final over. Pads a half-hearted appeal by the bowler. He knows that the height was an issue, but now with 21 runs required of 11 balls, Sukanta would try to go for a big one. The fielders on the offside or long on, deep mid wicket and deep backward square leg. Excellent fielding, but this was such an unexpected run out. They could have settled for 1, but then they wanted to go for the second. The good news is that Sukanta is back on strike, and now they need to be more careful. Last wicket, would we see a famous win, or would it be dynamic doctors all the way? The bad news for the Bengal Medico Warriors is that Sukanta is off the strike and Partho plays his first delivery. Confidently defended. The back foot. This is turning out to be a very difficult situation. They need 19 of the last 8 balls. Oh, excellent ball considering the situation. How calm could Subbu be to execute such a delivery? 19 required of 7, the last ball of Subbu's spell. Excellent figures by Subbu. Just conceded 1 run of the 19th over. And the Bengal Medico Warriors require 19 of the last over and 18 possibly for a super over if it goes to that extent. Sudhakar, who played a very good hand with the bat, is interested himself. He thinks that he should lead by example, and even without having bowled a single delivery in this over, has taken it on to himself. With bowling the final over, this is such a brave move by the captain. Making a few field changes. A good shot. Is it taken by the fielder comfortably? This is Azhar takes the catch and Sudhakar comes and takes the more important wicket of Sugandha. But what an extraordinary innings played by Sugandha. He has carried his team entirely. He didn't get the necessary support from his teammates, and it's a famous victory for the dynamic Doctors. They win by 18 runs, and this is the end of the first match at Gojan Ground B on day 3 of the second season of International Doctors Cricket League. We'll be back shortly for the second game after lunch. Stay tuned.